So if you're here for like crazy true stories or historical fiction, so the first one I want to talk about is Into Thin Air. I don't have the book, the library's ordering it, and it should be here this week, but it's called Into Thin Air, and it's about it's a really famous expedition to Everest, and a lot of people died. And it's about this guy's true story of what it was like climbing Everest. This crazy storm hits them, and their journey of trying to survive and not having everyone survive and having to leave people behind, and just like the crazy survival's guilt, and this crazy story of how he personally survived one of the worst storms in history on Everest. So it's wild, it's crazy, it's not that long, but I highly, highly recommend it. It is so good. Another great true story. This one is called The Boys in the Boat. If you like sports or into the Olympics, this is a great one. So it's the United States rowing team, like was basically non-existent, and it was the 1936 Berlin Olympics. So it was a really big deal, like to beat Germany at this point, because they were starting to become very fascist, and people were starting to get a little bit afraid of them. And so they get this ragtag team of American teens to become the rowing team, and it's their journey towards getting the gold medal. And it's crazy. It's just a great, like, awesome sports story, kind of like right before World War II. So not really World War II, but it's just awesome. So, so good. The Boys in the Boat. And the last one I want to talk about is historical fiction. But if you've heard of Emmett Till, he's the boy in the South in 1955 who was murdered by two white men just for allegedly whistling at a white woman. He was tortured and murdered in cold blood. And so this is called Mississippi Trial 1955. And it's about a kid who lives in Mississippi during the time of the trial, and him trying to navigate like what's going on in the racism in his society, and wanting justice for Emmett Till, and it doesn't come. And so just navigating that. So if you're interested in Black Lives Matter, police brutality, KKK kind of stuff, this is a really, really good one. Mississippi Trial 1955. So those are my true story recommendations.